Today, we're taking you on a visual tour through La Belle Province, and not just through tree-lined streets and old architecture. We're taking you deep into the natural landscape as well. And by we, I mean Mathieu Dupuis, the photographer behind this new book. And oftentimes, the story behind the pictures is just as interesting as the picture itself. For example, see this aerial cover shot? All right, well, this was a last-minute detour from the original flight plan that day. Here to share that story and more is photographer Mathieu Dupuis. Merci beaucoup. Thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Let's talk about how you got into photography in the first place. You said that you were sick as a child, and reading National Geographic was your way of traveling.
Yes, from 9 years old up to 13 years old, I was very sick with celiac disease, but undiagnosed.
Undiagnosed, of course.
Yeah, so it was very hard time being a lot of traveling from one hospital to another. And my only way out of this was my National Geographic magazine. So everything started from there.
And you know, a lot of people know that one of the trickiest things about photography is the lighting, and it's key. And in the book, you described that one of the most beautiful spectacles you've seen in a long time, which is coming from you. It means a lot. How much time did you, this picture right here? How much time did it take for you to get this shot?
It was a surprise because sometimes I have to wait a lot to get the perfect light. And that time at La Grave in Magdalen Islands, it was rainy, very gusty, but as a photographer, I mastered the art of waiting a lot, and all of a sudden, that light came from nowhere.
Really?
And I was able to take the picture in maybe a few minutes, and everything was done.
Now, speaking of waiting, you went out in pursuit of the Aurora Borealis, and you must have known that you had to be prepared because you're wearing boots that were designed to withstand minus 100-degree temperatures.
Yes.
So you were ready for it. You were ready that you might have to wait.
You have to, because being all day long in those temperatures could be a nightmare. And that day, it was minus 35. And I spent a part of the night walking in the tundra under northern lights. It was such a nice experience, but I have to keep in mind polar bears because...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people, they reduce Quebec to everything they see on the St. Lawrence River, but it's such a huge province. And you traveled more than 100,000 kilometers. You spent more than 270 nights in your vehicle. This is dedication. Now, you're from Quebec, but you must have discovered a whole new part of it that you didn't even know existed.
For that book, I've tried to go almost everywhere, even if it was completely inaccessible. And I built such as of off-road vehicle with off-grid capabilities, so with solar panels and everything. So I was able to be very spontaneous, chasing the light.
It's a beautiful book. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. All the best to you.
My pleasure.